So have you ever wondered, is it actually better to trade without a stop loss? This is something we've done ourselves for income and taught traders all around the world for years and years and years. I'm here to tell you it's absolutely possible and it actually works very well. Removing the stop loss means you don't have to mess about identifying exact areas, and pulling your stop down, having your take profit in a certain place for this, that and the other. A lot of the stress actually gets removed and it's very easy to manage. You don't have to sit there all day, micromanaging. So it's absolutely possible. And if you check across this YouTube channel, you can actually see I'm posting continuous videos of clear profits in simulations via our hedge method. So I pick a random date, random asset, I don't pre-plan it, I just go into it. And I trade efficiently, I hedge efficiently, and ultimately every single market move, doesn't matter how far you go up, how far you go down, sideways, whatever, we're ending in net gains every single time. So it's obvious, therefore, that that works in a real market environment. It's not possible to show it in a real market environment as such, because obviously you can't take loads of hedges in the same 5 minutes. Whereas on a 10-minute basis, I can do 2 years of trading activity very quickly. And markets have moved relatively the same over at least the last 15 years. So that's how you know that deploying that in a real scenario is more than possible, and not least with all our members posting their results. So let's crack into it. Let's just do another simulation on a Forex pair and look at some hedge scenarios.
So let's run over another clear back test and show you how to use no stop loss whatsoever. You just got to be careful. Sometimes you need to change the symbol properties, sometimes you don't. I think mine is set all good. So on 100k, well, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you could have much less, but to keep this video simple, we will look perhaps at a max size of 1 standard. Okay. I'll put that up in a sec. Just move across. Okay. So if I just go forward to price, there you go. Okay. So we can start where we are. And nothing ideal really setup wise is coming just because of where price is. But now you're getting some moves. So I'm going to take a half size, so half a max size long. And you can see an initial push up is giving me some gain. So I could take that $130. And instead of shorting the same size, I'm going to drop it way down because the market is fairly low anyway. Okay. Now effectively exiting along basically, is the same thing as shorting. A lot of people forget that. Obviously, when you do actively short, you put a position in the market. So we've got 0.75 now come in because I've taken 3 0.25s, okay, as the market's progressed. So any significant fall or some fall, I can exit there. Now, what I can do is I can now hedge long. So I'm going to take a 0.15 because I've only got 0.5 in play. I'm not desperate to hedge. I don't need to take some massive covering of my exposure because the drawdown just isn't big enough for me to do that. So now the price is falling and falling. I can add another long and it's fallen a bit more. So I can take off that short and now I can add another long again. So I've got a decent level of exposure here, no real drawdown, no real panic whatsoever. And I can now exit that short. I can add another long. So at this point, I've got 0.15 4 times, okay, 0.6 total. So now we're pushing lower. I could add again, perhaps, something else, maybe 0.2. So now I've got 0.8 in play over a stretch from this 102 to 100, okay, or 1 parity. And any significant push, again, I can exit some long. So I'm going to kill that one. I'm going to kill that one. All right. Now I've got 0.45 in play. So I could hedge maybe just under half that exposure short, and that's gains there. Okay. So more gains in. And then I'll let price just do its thing a bit more. And I can add another long, perhaps on this fall. All right. And any real push like that, I can exit again, $60. I can then take another short. Now, it all looks very easy, doesn't it? And it certainly is if you've had the years of experience. But if you haven't, okay, and you're not willing to learn something new, then it certainly will not be easy. But you can see it's more than possible because every single video I'm doing it, quite comfortably with no real stress. I don't have to think an awful lot. I'm just adding the correct sizing and hedging where necessary to cover my risk, essentially. And as long as you do that, you can end up with some considerable gains over time. So some nice long side gains there. And you can see, even though these out the money positions have grown, I'm still up overall P&L wise. So I could add another 0.2, and now I've got 0.8 in play. On that pullback, I've got decent gains. Now, what can I do here? Well, I can add a long side hedge because we've got key support all the way across the board here. Okay, so I'll add a 0.2 just to cover some of my risk. And then on this pop, I can kill it for $50 and play. Okay, and any further fall, I could re-hedge, but any further, well, I missed it a little bit, but I wanted to short that. In any case, I can hedge long again. And now any rise, I can take hedge gains long. Any fall, I can just exit for long side gains. Okay, so dipped under there, I can close that short. I will add another light long because the market is still, was still fairly supported. I can add another light long lower. Okay, and any significant pop I can kill for gains if we get it. You can see that's not quite happening. Instead, we're still sort of mizzing around. This long is now in gains, and I'm going to add another short because it looks like the market really is struggling to rally. So I'll add a 0.25. Okay, and now we're pushing up again, coming nearer these long side entries. I can kill that long side entry there, and I've got a little bit of exposure there, but I can actually add a little bit more because I've got the room to do it. Nice rally there, giving us a bit of drawdown. Okay, but we're still, taking hedge gains along the way. At this point, I'm getting near to one standard, so I'm going to avoid any more short exposure, and I'm just going to stick to hedging because we might see this market continue to rally forward. So that's not going to be a problem. That's what hedging is all about. You'll notice if the P&L rises, I'm still closing out those hedge gains as we go along overall. So I'm going to drop the size a bit. I've got 0.9 in play still. And at some point on a larger fall, what I probably will do is I will exit some of this short exposure just so I've got a bit of a cushion overall. So I can take a 0.15 there. Okay, so that's a nice fall down. And like I said, I could actually just close out the worst in drawdown with the hedge gains I've taken. So that's what we call washing. So I've just removed a significant portion of the drawdown. And then I can take another hedge long, take $88 off that. So that's almost, sort of 1/6 of that loss I just had covered already. And then another push, that's probably, that could be another 6 pretty quickly. And soon we'll probably fall into gains on shorts anyway, which supplies more gains. Okay, so $147. So already got sort of almost half of that loss back. Okay, so really no big deal on the close. I can take another long, and now I'm net long overall. Okay, so $84 out there. And any significant push, now I can add another short just to take a bit off that long side exposure and take advantage of the push, if you like. Another $70 taken there. So you can see the P&L is just easily sticking nicely in positive. And if you watch every video on this channel that I post, all of them, I mean, I'm not planning this. I don't know the market moves off by heart. I am literally just trading it as I would anywhere else. Every video is complete net gains with no trouble, no stress. You don't really have to think too much, but you need the training to be able to achieve that and basically deploy this in the real markets. All right. I mean, this works as well as it used to. It worked well, as you can see in 2013. It works well today. It's no different, more or less. So it really is as simple as that. I mean, if I wanted to now, again, I could close everything out. We will just run a bit further because it will give us some more drawdown to deal with, which, gives more benefit to this video. Okay, I can add a 0.2. Market's still supported. Little bit of a fall. Any more weakness, and I'll kill that short. And it looks like we're going to rally a bit, so I'm going to hedge long. And I'm going to close it, and I'm going to look to hedge long again. And I'm not using any limit orders as well. So there's a lot of entries that I probably, I could have taken and made a lot more money anyway. But I'm just doing this in the easiest sort of format possible. So add another 0.2 just to tighten up on the exposure again. Okay, any significant fall now, and you can see these shorts are going to start to get back to where they need to be. And again, at this point, I could still exit everything. I could close a loss on various entries. I would still be in net gains. Okay. All right, so another fall, I'll add another long, and this will give you a bit of an idea on the other side of the market. So buying and then hedging this way. Okay. And at some point, like I said, I can decide when is going to be the best to close everything out. And that includes the hedge gains taken plus, DCA profits, basically where I've added in the same direction and made money that way. So really nothing either way just yet. Now a nice push up here. Again, now you can see the P&L is still very stable. I've got shorts around here. And like I said, if I want to now, I can just close, and close. And I'm in net gains. Now you'll notice as well, the drawdown probably never went over $500 throughout that whole thing. So you could have had a higher size. Only risking $500 and making those gains is decent. Yes, it's been this time, but like I said, you could have put the size up easily and made more money as long as you were, cool, calm, and collected, which is what you can learn to be if you go under this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.